So whenever we talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo's next-gen system, pretty much all of the discussion is always about the actual system itself in terms of the hardware, how powerful it's going to be, what types of features it might have, but today we might actually have some information about a very big game that could be coming out on the next-generation Nintendo system. And so the game I'm talking about is from Nintendo's most popular franchise, Mario, and it's looking very possible that the next Nintendo system could come out and a brand new 3D Mario game could be the biggest launch game that comes along with it. And if all the information that we have about this game that I'm going to discuss in this video is accurate, this could honestly be one of the most insane Mario games to launch with the new system. Alright, so if we take a look at the article right here, it says, new 3D Super Mario game reportedly releasing in 2024 will be open world. The first details associated with the next 3D Super Mario game have been unveiled in a new report, and it sounds like Nintendo is opting to go in a very different direction with this series. To coincide with the launch window of the Nintendo Switch back in 2017, Super Mario Odyssey came out and quickly became one of the platform's most popular games. Since that time, fans have continued to wonder when Nintendo would look to release another 3D Mario title. Luckily, it sounds like Mario's next adventure should be rolling out in tandem with the Switch 2. Coming by way of an insider named Zippo, who has reported accurate info in the past, Nintendo is preparing to release its next 3D Super Mario game in 2024. This entry is said to be rolling out as a day one release for the Nintendo Switch 2, which is what most fans are dubbing Nintendo's unannounced new console. It was also stressed that this won't be a sequel to Super Mario Odyssey, which means that the game's title should be something completely new. This will be the game for Nintendo next year. Mario will be a day one Switch 2 game, and I would bet serious amounts of money that this will be the very first game that we will see running on their shiny new system, Zippo said in their blog. This will be the first 3D Mario game to be a launch title since 1996 Super Mario 64, which means that this is a big freaking deal. Expect a very strong launch lineup from Nintendo and third parties alike. The biggest departure in this new 3D Mario title though is it's set to feature wholly open world. Although Super Mario Odyssey featured some vast open areas, Zippo notes that this new installment is going in an entirely different direction. They also added that Nintendo's exploration of the open world format for Mario seems to be a foregone conclusion following the success of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Alright, so all of this information sounds insane. If you don't know who Zippo is, he's kind of like a Nintendo insider that we've had for like the last few years, where apparently whenever he hears stuff from his sources, he writes about it in this blog that he has, and he's definitely kind of been a little bit hit or miss, I would say, in terms of the information that he said, but there's definitely been times where he's gotten stuff completely correct as well. So like most recently, I know he said that there was going to be a Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake, and that ended up being real. One of the most impressive things that I've seen from him was he kept saying that there was going to be a brand new 2D Metroid game that was going to come out for the Nintendo Switch, and the title of this game was going to make everybody lose their mind. And I kept thinking, like, why would the title make people lose their mind? And it turned out to be Metroid Dread, and the reason why that's so crazy is because Metroid Dread is actually a scrapped game that was supposed to come out way back on the Nintendo DS many years ago, and then that whole idea got revived on the Nintendo Switch, so it was really crazy how he knew stuff like that, and that ended up being real. So it's because of things like that that I do feel like he has a little bit of credibility, but there's also times where he said like something was going to happen and then it didn't, so definitely still kind of just take it with a grain of salt. Like, you shouldn't expect this to be completely real, but even without Zippo, I still think that the possibility of a new 3D Mario game coming out with the Switch 2 does make a lot of sense. Now we can get some additional information from Zippo's blog itself, so if we take a look right here, it says, the next 3D Mario, here we go, I only know a few things at this moment in time. Firstly, it's going to be our very first open world 3D Mario game. Given Zelda and Pokemon have taken the plunge, it was only a matter of time before the portly plumber did as well. So this I can actually see happening. I mean, it definitely seems like to Nintendo right now, they've kind of realized that open world games are being very successful in terms of them, like especially with the ones that we've already seen on the Nintendo Switch. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sold like 18 million copies in just a few months after its launch. Then of course you got Breath of the Wild, which is one of the most popular games on the entire system, and then even Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Gen 9 games being open world for the first time, they were selling really well too. So yeah, I feel like for them, they're definitely seeing the success in open world games with Nintendo's biggest IPs, so they're definitely going to consider probably having an open world 3D Mario game as well. And I'm really looking forward to seeing exactly how they approach this and what exactly it's going to be like. Like, could it be possible that maybe all of the different types of biomes now for each of the Mario worlds are all going to be interconnected into one giant open world game? Like, you could walk to like a desert level, then walk to a snow level, and then an underwater level or something like that? Or is it going to be kind of more like Sonic Frontiers, where it's going to be like you have like different little teleporters that take you into the levels, and this giant open world is kind of more like a hub to explore stuff? I don't know exactly how they're going to go about it, but I am interested to see what an open world 3D Mario game could be like. Then he also says here, this game will not be a sequel to Odyssey. So if you were expecting that, don't. This is going in an entirely different direction. Now this I'm actually very happy about as well. I feel like if there was going to be a sequel to Super Mario Odyssey, it should have been on this current Nintendo Switch that we have right now. Like, launching a Super Mario Odyssey 2 on the next Nintendo Switch or the next Nintendo system just wouldn't really be the right thing to do. I feel like having a completely brand new, from the ground up 3D Mario game instead is going to be something much better. And yeah, I feel like if there was going to be a Super Mario Odyssey 2 or a sequel, they should have done it for this current Switch, like how Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 both came out on the Wii. So yeah, I'm actually very happy that this sounds like it's going to be a completely new 3D Mario game. And then in terms of visuals, it says here, I've been told the game looks absolutely jaw-dropping. If you thought Mario vs. Donkey Kong looked good, then you haven't seen anything yet. EPD Tokyo are about to blow people's minds freaking yet again. So this actually makes me very excited. If everything that we've been hearing about with the power for this next Nintendo system, potentially having the ability to upscale into 4K, it's going to have the power levels of like a PlayStation 4 Pro or like an Xbox Series S, there's potentially going to be like ray tracing and stuff. If you're giving like Nintendo's senior developers who have been with the company and have been developing games for a really long time and really know Nintendo's hardware in and out, the opportunity to make a brand new 3D Mario game with this system, I can't imagine how good it's gonna look, because they've made games like Mario Kart 8 look really good on the Wii U. The Wii U was a game, like a system that like a lot of people joked about with how like not powerful it was when it came out with like the other systems at the time. So if they made Mario Kart 8 look that good, I can't imagine what they're gonna do. Like, even Super Mario Odyssey looks amazing on the Nintendo Switch, so it is gonna be very insane. And then really the final thing is just, it says here, lastly, this will be the game for Nintendo next year. Mario will be the day one Nintendo Switch 2 game, and I would bet serious amounts of money that this will be the very first game that we will see running on their shiny new system. This will be the first 3D Mario game to be a launch title since 1996's Super Mario 64, which means this is a big freaking deal. Expect a very strong launch lineup from Nintendo and third parties alike. Next gen is almost here, get ready. And yeah, I mean, I've already talked about in my last video actually about a couple of other games that supposedly are rumored and maybe could come out with the Nintendo Switch 2, and one of them is even like a bundle of a couple of games that are very popular that could be coming out in terms of third parties, so you can check out that video if you want to learn more about that. But yeah, I mean, I think Nintendo really launching a brand new 3D Mario game with a new system is just going to be amazing, because they haven't done it, like they said here, since Super Mario 64. And that was already like an insane time. Like, I wasn't even born when that happened, but just reading about it and just seeing how people thought about everything at the time, like seeing an entire 3D Mario game for the first time where Mario could crawl and he could punch and do all these crazy things, that must have been just insane. And it was honestly one of the most like successful Mario games of all time. It was one of the coolest things that came out at the time, and it was honestly one of the most like memorable games for the entire N64. So maybe they're trying to replicate that with whatever this new 3D Mario game is going to be for the Nintendo Switch 2. And so yeah, that is pretty much all the information that we have about this brand new 3D Mario game, which could be a launch title for Nintendo's next system coming out next year. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel, as well as I'm going to be talking more about Nintendo's next system and more information as it all comes out. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think about all of this. How are you guys feeling about this 3D Mario game if all this information turns out to be true? Would you be happy if it's going to be like an open world 3D Mario game? Would you like to see something else? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.